Swiss meringue is the second of the 3 different kinds of meringue that are called for in different recipes. It's stronger than French meringue because you use heat to make it, but it's not quite as strong as Italian meringue. What you're gonna do for Swiss meringue is you're gonna take your egg whites and your sugar and you're gonna mix them together in one bowl. I recommend a metal bowl. You're gonna need a whisk for this one, and you're going to want to whisk these both together. Now they're all mixed together and goopy. Once they're totally mixed together, you're gonna put them over a pot of simmering water, which is why I recommend you use a metal bowl so you don't melt any plastic or anything. It's safer to use simmering water as opposed to boiling water so you don't accidentally cook your egg whites. And you want the water level to be low enough that the bowl you put on top doesn't touch the water. So we'll put this on here, and you wanna make sure that you whisk it continuously. And what you're doing right here is you're gonna dissolve the sugar in the egg whites. Once the sugar is dissolved, or until it reaches a certain temperature, depending on the recipe. I've seen 140 degrees Fahrenheit, I've seen 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Go with whatever your recipe says. That's when you take your sugar and egg white mixture off and start mixing it into a meringue. So you're gonna sit here and stir this continuously until the sugar is completely dissolved or reaches whatever temperature you need. Then you're gonna take this off the heat and you're gonna start mixing it into a meringue. It's a metal bowl, so if it gets too hot, just grab a hot pad and you can use that to hold on to it. Be careful if you're using a gas stove that you don't light your hot pad on fire. So we just wanna sit here and stir this continuously, and it's gonna take a little while. Get some music or something. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I'm a pretty impatient person and I don't like to use double boilers usually. But the reason I'm using a double boiler here is because egg whites are very sensitive to heat. And to put a pot of eggs and sugar directly on the stove, directly touching the heat source, is pretty risky because there's a really, really high chance that you're gonna end up cooking those egg whites and you're gonna get scrambled eggs, which is not good for meringue. Now, sugar has a secondary part here. Not only does it stabilize our meringue, but it actually raises the temperature at which the egg whites cook. Meaning you can heat this to a pretty high temperature and it will remain a liquid. But you wanna be careful and do it over a double boiler. Now, once you've been stirring this for a few minutes, depending on how much of this mixture you have, it might be ready. The easiest way to test is just stick your finger in. It's not gonna be too hot. And rub your fingers together. If you don't feel any sugar granules, then you're good. Of course, if you're going to a specific temperature, go ahead and use a thermometer, check and make sure that you're there, and then you're ready to put it in the mixing bowl. Now, your bowl and the water that's underneath is gonna be pretty hot, so make sure you're careful and use a hot pad if you need to. Now you're gonna put this mixture directly in your mixing bowl, and you can go ahead and just start whipping it to whatever peak stage you need. Now, if you're using a metal mixing bowl, like the one I have here, you can mix the egg whites and the sugar on the stove directly in this bowl. I don't like to do that, only because then it takes longer to cool down. And usually when you use a Swiss meringue, it needs to be cool to use it. If your bowl is hot, it's gonna take longer for the meringue itself to cool down. So I moved the egg white mixture from the hot bowl, put it into my regular cold room temperature mixing bowl, and it speeds it up just a little bit more. Swiss meringue looks very much like basic meringue. Once it's all whipped up, it's all glossy and fluffy. The only difference is that it's a lot more stable because you had the heat added in the beginning. So once you have your Swiss meringue at the stage that you need it, you're done. And that's how you make Swiss meringue. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions about this meringue or any of the others, go ahead and just leave your question down in the comments below. I will have the rest of the videos for meringue right here explaining the different types and how it works. And if you want to know about new videos like this one, when I upload them, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.